Greetings, data managers. Okay, Mr. Tim, I'm back here and I showed you guys numbers. Now we're going to look at Desmos for a moment. And so Desmos is another option to create a graph to represent your data. Okay, so Desmos, when you look for it in self-service, it might say like graphing calculator by Desmos, but it's this guy right here. So when you open it up, yours might look different if you're using it for the first time. But if it doesn't, if you've used it before, then just click on I like to call it the hamburger button or the more button on the top left-hand corner. And then I'm going to do a new blank graph. Okay, so it starts off pretty blank, pretty basic here. When I hit the plus button over what's blinking, my blinking cursor there, I'm going to insert a table. I want to put my data in there. So on my x-axis, I'm going to want the distance. And so for that one, I started with 0 and I increased my distance of the light source by multiples of 5. And so I'm going to go 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. And then for the temperature, I'm going to use the same information that I made up from before. Totally made this information up, guys. Do not quote me on it because it's probably pretty wrong. Okay, so I have my data there, and I'm going to go ahead and see if we can select this. And if you notice, we don't see my points on here because look at the scale for the y-axis. So I'm going to need to adjust that. I could probably find my first point if I go like way up here. If I scroll all the way up, yeah, there's my points. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back down. Get to my origin. There's my origin. Okay. So on the right hand side, you see like a wrench. That's this little tool up here. It's like a settings button. When I click on that, you could see that I can adjust the x-axis, the y-axis, and you guys might be there, you might not. I honestly do not know for 5th grade math. So you see where it says y-axis and it's got this y value of negative 2.515. That's just where I'm at right now. If I hit that again, you can change that. And so I actually want you guys to do this. If you're choosing to use Desmos, please click underneath the y-axis and change that to 0. And then click above for y is less than or equal to. And I want to change that to a little bit above whatever your highest temperature is. So my highest temperature is 92, so I'm going to make this 100. So I know that it fits within from 0 to 100. Okay. And then for my x-axis, it goes from 0 up to 20. So I'm just going to make that 0 up to, let's say, actually I'm going to make that less than 0. We'll do like negative 2 maybe. Yeah, let me just delete that, make that negative 2. From negative 2 up to a little bit above 20, so let's say 22. Okay, so, and then the other thing, I want to go ahead and add a label for each of these. And you see next to x-axis it says add label. When you tap in there, you can go ahead and type in your label. And so for my x-axis, that was distance. And I said that that was distance in feet. Again, ask your teacher how they want you to label your axis. For the y-axis, we said that that is temperature, and that was in Fahrenheit. Just gonna say F. There we go. Okay, and then I'm gonna hit the button in the bottom right-hand corner, and I'm just gonna click outside anywhere on my graph here, and so I can see I have all of my points. Okay. And I'm actually going to, I don't really like the look of this. I'm going to hit that graph again. I'm going to change the y-axis to a negative 2 as well so that I can see that 0. Actually, I'm going to make it negative 5, give us a little bit more space there. Okay, yeah, that looks a little nicer. So I have more room to see the distance and I can see the temperature there. Okay, so you notice it just has all the points there. Okay, they're not connected by anything. I can... If I tap and hold, if you see in the table for the Y, there's like a green circle with these white dots in it. If you tap and hold on that and let go, then you can change the style for it to be a line or a line with points. I would recommend doing a line with points so that you can see how it changes as the distance increases. That would be a good one to do there. Okay, so now that we have that, there's these double arrows above the X, and I'm just going to click on them, kind of go back and forth. That's the expand and contract arrows. So I'm going to contract them to get them back over. And then I have my graph here, and it's looking pretty good, I might say. Got my distance, got my temperature labeled, I got a nice little line graph, and so I am going to actually just take a screenshot of this. There we go. And then I'm going to do that same thing as we did before, going to Photos, and if you want to edit this inside of Photos, you can do so inside of here. You can also, if you hit that edit button, you can hit the ... and you can mark it up. So like if you want to add the name of your table, you can hit the little text box tool. That's this guy here. There we go. Oh, don't need the zoom. Let me undo that, undo that, undo that. I accidentally hit the zoom button. Hit the text box and you can drag that up and you can give your table a name. Sorry, your graph a name there. And mine was just distance versus temperature. But I'm sure you guys are going to use a much better name, something that's a little bit more scientific, because you guys are so smart. I'm going to hit done and done, and I am free to share this with my teacher. All right, you guys, so that was creating a graph inside of Desmos. Hope it was helpful. I should be able to touch base with you guys on Monday, so hopefully I'll be able to help you guys out there as well.